Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Strange Tales Blackheart Build-A-Figure Wave Marvel's Dracula, not to be confused with other people's Dracula, who is definitely not Dracula. I don't get that whole thing. Let's do a question of the day. Do you guys like it when they mix different types of media characters into, like, comic books, like, for instance, Dracula or Frankenstein or that kind of stuff? To me, I don't care for it. It doesn't seem like it fits to me, but I don't know, maybe some people love it. So let me know what you guys think. So anyway, this figure has a whole lot of new parts. I don't think all of them. I think the hips are old maybe, and the thighs, but maybe they're not. Don't know for sure. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on here that we need to talk about, so let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Okay, before we get into the review, let's go ahead and take a look at my package. This packaging is fine. I like the square packaging. I'm glad that they are doing that now, and they're generally pretty good. They use the same photo everywhere on the box, and I don't know if I like that. Do you guys like that? I think I even preferred the renders before, like when they were doing the renders for all the figures. Even though the renders aren't accurate, it's better, I think, than having the same artwork. But whatever. Doesn't really matter. I throw all the boxes in the recycling bin, so I don't really care. But that's what it looks like. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy. So I've had a lot of people ask me to review him. He stands at, let's say 6 5/8. That's going to be just about 17 centimeters. And I don't know if they were asking me to review him because they like the character, they think it's a good figure, or they think it's a bad figure. I have no input on this at this point, other than I've had lots of people ask me to review Dracula. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully it's the input you guys want for the review, because there's some stuff that's pretty cool. We'll start with that. His cape is pretty well done. It has a nice organic flow to it. A few of the stringy bits are maybe too stringy, but whatever, that doesn't really matter. It looks pretty good. It is connected to his body, so it hangs properly, so that's pretty good. Alright, so getting away from the good stuff, I'm sorry, that's about it. Okay, the arms and the gloves and boots could be pretty good if they were painted, but they're just bare red plastic, looks like crap. The chest, bare red plastic. This part, a different bare red plastic, different finishes. Zero paint, looks like garbage. The paint for his legs, I guess that's fine. It's not very well done, but it's there, so I guess that's a thing that's okay. I don't know. I'm trying not to blow out his face, by the way. He's so white and then so dark at the same time. The paint on the face, we'll talk about that. That's decent. The face paint is pretty good. Can we do that? Yeah. It's alright. I don't love the sculpt of the open mouth head. It really brings his face to a weird point, and I get what they're going for. It's just a little bit strange. Looks that way to me. Maybe you won't notice or care. Yeah, his face paint looks kind of dotty up close. It's not as bad in person, but it's not great. His giant earrings look like he's got the things in his ears because they didn't paint them very well. This head's not as bad. One of these heads was worse. Maybe it's this ear right here. I don't remember. One of the ears, I guess they all have it a little bit. I don't know which one was worse. Anyway, it all looks like he's got the things in his ears that people do, and so I don't like that. But it's okay. There's a little bit of coloring in the hair. That's pretty good. It's way too big. His proportions are weird. Really weird. Where's the box? Look at this. See how big his body is compared to his head, like a comic book character? Also, look how square his jaw is and how he doesn't look really old and wrinkly. And look at this head right here. That's not the same guy. It doesn't freaking look like the comics, and I could not care less about Marvel's Dracula. But it's like, just make it look like the comics. What the hell? Why is this so freaking hard? It's getting frustrating. He looks so dopey and dorky. His lower body is so small compared to his upper body, and not because his sleeves are baggy, and his head is too big, and he doesn't look intimidating. He looks like cosplay again. Hasbro is just terrible at this. I've decided it has to be a skill issue. It has to be, because it's not a budget issue, so it has to be skill. So yeah, I think he looks terrible. The bare plastic looks garbagey, the proportion is garbagey, his head is too big, doesn't look like the right character, the paint job's not good, his hips still stick out. This one's for you, Reddit. His hips still stick out. Like, this one's not as bad, this one's doing it quite a lot. It's just, Hasbro makes bad products most of the time for the Marvel line. So he's got a nice cape. That's about it. So I'm going to give this guy, for the aesthetics, a 3 out of 10. It looks terrible. These red plastic parts in particular look abysmal. Alright, as far as accessories go, you do have the angry head and then the not angry head. Like I said, they don't really look like the guy. They're painted well enough. That's about it. The unangry head, the normal head, is better for sure, but whatever. The hands, you get the one gripping hand, one clenchy hand, and then 2 fist hands. The gripping hand, let's see, it does have the right kind of joint on it, so that's good. Because he does have a sword, which is okay. It's pretty well done. It's nicer material. It's not painted very well, because it doesn't have paint other than the handle. But it's okay. So, accessory-wise, 7 out of 10. That's a reasonable assortment of accessories. Alright, let's see about the articulation. The ponytail can rotate. Of course, though, they didn't really plan that much for it because it's not round. So as you spin, like, this is a very tiny detail, so it doesn't matter to most people. But I have to show you guys because it might matter to you. And it's just a silly thing. See how it's not round? I mean, the hole is round, but the sculpt is not. So as you spin the hair around, it looks, I mean, you're going to see that flat faceted section, and it doesn't look great. Uh-oh, is it not going to go back in now? I might have to heat it to get it back in. But no, it's in. It's in. So it just looks cheap. It's like, just make it round. If it has to spin around, make it round. Alright, let's see about the neck. They did a double ball peg. Gosh. I'm gonna give up on Marvel Legends here pretty soon. As a reviewer, as a collector, as an everythinger. It's just so unpleasant. It's like going to buy a sandwich at a sandwich shop every day, and every day the bread is stale and the meat has worms. Okay, so, not worms, maggots. That would be the right thing. Yeah, so the ball peg sucks. Maggoty meat. Like, just freaking glue it. Just glue it on at this point. You're not doing yourselves any favors. So the cape is connected to the body, so it's going to get in the way of articulation. It'll look decent, but it will impede the shoulder. I mean, you can move it, but it's going to flex the cape and potentially pop the cape off because it's only glued. So just be aware of that. The shoulders are going to interfere with the cape and vice versa. Bicep swivel is right there. Single jointed elbows, they look good enough. Like, they look fine when they're straight. But as you start to bend them, they get pretty goofy looking. It's not the worst thing in the world. And they actually have slightly better than 90-degree range. But, gosh, it's really not a very good looking... I'm going to have to blow his face out to look at this stuff. It's not a very good looking joint. And I'm not sure they needed to do that. And also, just sculpt the joint a little bit. It's a skill issue, it has to be. Alright, you do get to rotate the gauntlets. That's really cool, I like that. The wrists have a swivel and a hinge, that's fine. Diaphragm joint up here is just trash. That's as far back as he goes. And going forward, that's as far forward as he goes. Going side to side, very limited range. You do get rotation. Is there more down here? I was hoping maybe they did a double, because this is a separate piece. No, it's just that one joint. So, you know, that's pretty terrible. I don't know if you guys were wanting me to review this because you thought it was good. I hope not. I hope not, because it's not good. I hope you were just asking for a review so you could decide, because I'm going to save you some money here. So here we go with the hips. Let's see. Pretty good splits. I'll take that. That's all right. That's good. Going forward, they get to horizontal. No back really at all. Having the hip stick out is still just such a strange choice. It's not a thing. Shouldn't be a thing. Thigh swivel is okay. The knees, double jointed knees. Proportioning's not bad. Good range, as you can see. So that's alright, I'll take that. And then for the ankle, it's a ball hinge, so that's really good. So you can bring the foot all the way back, and how far forward can we get it? If you go over, it goes pretty far forward, and then you get a proper ankle rocker. Love seeing a ball hinge ankle. Unless you just, I mean, you don't need a ball hinge to get good range. If you do a really well-placed ankle rocker, it's perfectly effective. But since Hasbro rarely does that, it's nice to see a ball hinge. They just eat up some budget for no real reason. You can just do a better regular joint and it'll be fine. But okay, so his articulation sucks. It is just enough to say it's an action figure, and so I will say 5 out of 10. Neck sucks, chest sucks, arms are passable, cape is in the way because it's a thick, hard PVC, and everything else is okay. So yeah, it's just not a very good figure. It is a low-tier Marvel Legends figure, being disguised as a good one because they put a lot of new sculpt on it, which is such a waste of budget. Make it good. If you're making a brand new sculpt, make it good. Yes, paint will help this guy a lot, but I fear I'm worried it won't be enough. Even if you wanted to customize it, it'll make it better, but I don't think it'll make it good enough because he still has really bad dorky proportions. So yeah, I don't like it. I'm going to give it an overall rating of 5 out of 10. There's some good stuff here, but not that much. I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But that's it for me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.